when they finally clash against each other.
They definitely do. These two teams never clashed before, although they are two of our most storied play-ins teams here at Worlds 2021. Unicorns of Love in their third successive World Championships, DFM in their 7th ever international tournament. And now we see, once again, red side misfortune. We've seen it every game.
Definitely misfortune. One of these champions with the patches coming in with the reword of the Yumu's item change, so it's cheaper now, builds out of Corfield's Warhammer instead, easier to go off these long swords instead of the big axes. And then LeBlanc coming in from Aria. This is a statement pick as well when you go into other mid laners. We've already seen Icon with it today.
That we have, but Aria has played it 4 times in summer, and he has not died. Wow. He has not died on this pick in 4 games. They won every single one of them. Aria with an incredibly comfortable pick here in the mid lane, and Ryze was his most played champion above that. Of course, that's already banned away.
Yeah, not so much going to that one, so it's going to be interesting to see what approach Unicorns of Love is going to have to this one. Do you want to go for a roaming style where you say, I don't care about this, LeBlanc, we'll try and do something else on the side lanes instead? Or are you putting all the eggs into the basket that is Nomanz, giving a comfort champion into LeBlanc instead, and then just play for him? You already have Lee Sin, which is a great skirmishing champion in the early game, so I think from Unicorns of Love, you can be set up quite nicely, but they avoid it, and they much rather secure the Rakan, which is a contested pick between these two supports as well.
Yeah, Santos has 6 games on Rakan, Galio, and Nautilus, so very used to playing the poultry man in the bottom lane. Into that, it looks like Gaeng is going to look towards his Leona. That's his most played across the course of summer, and I do love that AoE combination. Curse of the Sad Solar Flare from the DFM bottom lane.
There's no curse in either of these champions' name. You can't just put curse in there.
I guess it's Solar Time? Bullet Flare.
Stop.
Bullet Flare. You know you like it.
We'll see later. But it's also just a good pick into the Rakan as well. Rakan, one of these champions, that's super immobile. That's why you often see it picked into the Thresh or into Braum, because they have a hard time dealing with this mobility. So now when you have the Leona coming into it, if you shot him down with the CC chain and you blow him up immediately, which will, with the LeBlanc, you will have the chance to do so. That's what you're looking to do in the mid game at least.
Moving into the next stage of pick ban here, junglers and top laners. Jungler for DFM alongside their top laner, Unicorns of Love. I'm wondering if this Lucian is going to get flexed towards the mid lane. It is a possibility for Nomanz. He is the only person on this team that has played it in summer, but of course Lucian kind of rose into priority more after the end of summer season. Gwen banned, Set banned, 2 top laners are removed. That's the Silas taken away as well. Yeah,
so you can definitely see that top lane right now is the focus of the game. Right now, Detonation focus means you have the luxury of knowing that it's a Lee Sin, so you're just going to 4th pick your jungler, and then you're going to get Epi, that counter pick. So Unicorns of Love's thought process right now should just be, what champion don't we want to play against? Because we will have to blind pick our top laner, so right now you're thinking of a specific top laner and trying to take away some of those counters. So definitely champions with dash is something that they take into consideration, because Poppy has been removed that can obviously stop that.
Yeah, I mean, into at least Sin, Rakan, and a Lucian, it kind of makes sense that you don't want to be playing against a Poppy. DFM here, perhaps looking towards their jungle. Talon is something that we've heard rumor of from solo queue, but have yet to see picked here at Worlds 2021, and there we are. Okay, DFM with the burstiest of burst comps I have ever seen. Ever. Like, how much damage does this composition have? To be fair, there are quite squishy members of Unicorns of Love right now. You don't have that tank. If at best, Lee Sin, obviously, a bruiser. So that CC chain we talk about, if you hit it with Leona and the rest of the members just pile down, you got 2 assassins already. It should be fairly easy finding out what you want to do. Now, blind pick for Unicorns of Love, it is going to be boss with that Jayce. Could obviously still be flexed into the mid lane, but I am expecting to see it up top side. It would make a lot of sense. The Unicorns perhaps looking towards a tank or pseudo-tank in the mid lane. Lissandra, of course, with her Frozen Tomb, can mitigate a lot of damage that comes out from the opposition. Shields from Orianna can do the same, but not really to the same degree. The shield, of course, has a travel time because the ball has to get to your teammate, and you might just die before you even get there against a LeBlanc, a Talon, and an MF. Definitely, and you know what? I think it's a very historic roster. You kind of already see here, we already talked about the top side of Unicorns of Love, and you get historic picks as well. Orianna obviously always sees plays at the World Championship, same can almost be said from the Lee Sin, and Jayce obviously ever since
since we found that top lane dominance with the Asian teams coming in, have seen their priority up here. The last pick for Detonation focused me into that one. It is going to be this Gnar, which honestly has been a great pick for Evi in the past as well, to the point where they would just blind pick this champion as a first or second rotation just because they know how reliable Evi is. But with these compositions, I'm kind of imagining them trying to play for this Talon instead. We know how fast that Talon clear can be, having full cleared their camps at 3:15 almost, to the point where you can really just start parkouring around the map and trying to fight whichever lane you really want to play for. There is a few. You have the Leona, you have the LeBlanc, and there of course is the Mecha now when you hit level 6 on Evi.
Where will Steel decide to spend his time in the early game? So often a key focus for Detonation Focus Me, so often a key player in their leads, in how they get ahead in the early game. Him alongside Arya is a jungle mid duo to be feared. However, on the other side of the map, you've got Nomanz. You have AHaHaCiK. Like, these guys, they have the experience, they have the pedigree of being on the world stage, and they team up so well together. I'm very much looking forward to seeing this mid-jungle clash in the early game.
Definitely, because I also look at AHaHaCiK, and he's a jungler where he's got a lot of jungle proximity. He's not really playing for himself. He's very selfish, actually, and one of his biggest strengths is finding these picks towards Nomanz, but having that Orianna into the LeBlanc in the mid lane, there's not a lot of pick potential before you really hit that level 6, so that early game setup, I'm going to be curious about Unicorns of Love, of where they want to find it pre-level 6, if they want to find it even at all.
Because that is how Unicorns of Love traditionally played in the summer season. They were all about getting Nomanz ahead, getting him.
No ward up here, and Jayce is quite far up the lane.
Boss pushed up quite a bit here. Evi going in as well, is about to turn Mega. Will have the flash wallop in just a second. Parkour across the wall, flash in. They're looking for Boss. He still has the flash to try and get away, but the wallop will connect. Stunned up, and DFM get first blood.
Super nice stun by DFM. I love the patient. That came in from Arya. Down in the bot lane, they tried to go for a play with a stack minion wave towards Unicorns of Love instead, but we're not even done.
Oh, the ward jump into the kick there onto Evi. Will gnar them into the wall, but he doesn't have a flash. He doesn't really have a hope of getting away from this one. Boss switches forms. Evi tries to jump, and Boss with the hyper here should just do enough damage. One more auto would be enough. The Sonic Wave shot, there's the auto, as Boss will take it.
And movement speed almost came through with the hyper. Steel is trying to counter jungle because he saw the enemy jungle up here, so he will get some extra gold and experience from himself, stealing away that red buff. And I wonder if they can threaten a bot lane dive here. No, they can't, because Nomanz, he is around the area as well. And it looks like we're just going back
to the Ocean Drake. The Rift Herald hasn't spawned yet either, so Evi actually has a lot of time where the rest of his team doesn't have to push forward. Gaeng here taking a little bit of a bad route. Bullet time coming out as well, but Gaeng, that was just poor pathing from the support for DFM.
Oh, and it does more as well, because now Evi used his teleport. Now he can't just freeze without having any care of where Boss is. They don't have all that much vision, as you already talked about, Medic, and because of this, they can move around with their slippery assassins here. Loads of mobility on pretty much Talon and LeBlanc coming into this one, but how they find that pick, that's going to be the interesting part.
Gaeng going in, Santa's locked up, and there's the chains, and there's the kill. Gaeng will take out his fellow supporters. Evi looks to get in as well. Has flash, has the Gnar, but decides to back away. One kill enough for DFM for now.
Who found the pick onto Santos, the Leona Rakan matchup that we already highlighted.
Arya looking for Nomanz here. Nomanz does still have the flash. The chains connect. Nomanz should have just flashed that. That was greedy from the Unicorns of Love mid laner, and DFM very willing to pounce. Continue to find these picks. 3 kills now on Steel. He's 3-0-0 on this Talon.
Yeah,
so the map here for DFM. Really hasn't had a hope in hell of surviving a lot of this game, or at least getting an advantage. Nomanz here caught with the Zenith Blade once again. He does still have the flash, but the stun lands from the Solar Flare, and Nomanz flashes and still dies. Second time in a row we've seen Nomanz caught out.
Yeah, so that was the unfortunate flash instead. Even if you did flash and got over, Talon would be able to parkour over the wall at the same time. So really nicely done by DFM, and I think the vision just lagged a bit for Unicorns.
DFM might decide they don't want this fight because Evi's only halfway towards raging out. He will continue to aggro the Grump. It will reset. He continues to build that bar up. Arya on a ward. Gaeng going forward. There's the Zenith Blade. Evi still a long way away from the Mega Gnar. The quickness coming out from Santos as well. The Talon following up. Solar Flare hits onto the backline, and the bullet time's going to rip through them. A great kick by AHaHaCiK, but he's caught out with the chains. Down towards the bottom side of the fight, you can see Santos is running away. AHaHaCiK able to escape from Arya for the moment with the safeguard. Now we move down towards the bottom lane. Still going in with the rake. Gaeng on the chase as well. No flash, but does have the Zenith Blade. Santos dives in with the Grand Entrance. Battle dances his way out. Steel exhausted. Shockwave goes wide. Gore Drinker for the slow, but they just can't get in range. And the double up will not bounce.
They're just too fast, and minion waves, they don't have the bot lane minion wave.
The chains. Steel's going to continue to parkour his way, do a backflip. He's on the chase. Another one's going to come out across this wall, and Steel is going to be on the flank. He's all on his lonesome, but here comes the TP from Evi. DFM want this fight, and they want it now. They're looking for Nomanz, the kick away from AHaHaCiK, but Nomanz is still chased down. DFM continue to advance. Evi not getting the Mega Gnar yet. Bullet time coming out. Boss just missed with the shot blast, but he's going to get chased down with the Zenith Blade. And there's the Solar Flare, and here's the follow-up. Argonavt tries to flash away, but you can't flash away from Arya. DFM with 3 quick kills.
They get completely wiped out of that one, and Steel with the parkour, with the ping ward to get his top laner into the fray as well. Super clean. Yeah, and look what they're doing right now, because they need to sync the waves again. So they're not actually attacking the minion wave. They need Arya to clear it faster. So both mid lane and bot lane minion wave collapse at the same time. And Unicorns of Love, they'll have issue having way too many resources down in one lane.
Solar Flare going in, and AHaHaCiK jumps onto Yutapon on the backline. He's going to pop the stopwatch sensor going in with quickness as well. Shadow Assault has been popped, and already Yutapon is down, and AHaHaCiK will fall as well, and Evi goes in with an R, but the flashes away from Unicorns of Love. Arya has rejoined the fray. Nomanz able to escape. Santa's going back in. Gaeng dives forward with the Zenith Blade. Santa's ticking, just about survives. And DFM dived in, but Unicorns of Love were able to push them back.
Just too over-aggressive. You already knew 5 members down the Arya.
With that chain hits, that is a very dead boss.
But they're still not scared. You can tell they're making mistakes, but they're not scared to make them. They are threatening the pressure.
To build up that Mega Gnar, Arya goes in onto Nomanz again, and Nomanz shields himself a little bit too late. The dragon resets.
Evi almost Mega Gnar as well. It's halfway there. So you can tell they are looking as well.
And AHaHaCiK goes in, but the dragon secure. That's the Mounted Soul going over to DFM. Steel looking for the backline. The bullet time rips them to shreds. And the unicorns go extinct like the mythical beast they are. Santa's forced away. Nomanz trying to dodge away to the side as well, but he still has the shockwave here, just in case he needs to fight this one out. Santa's and Nomanz trying to do what they can. Yutapon with the slow. Steel still chasing. DFM really want these kills so that they can get the Baron flash away from Steel. Arya going in, lands onto Santos, that's one. Nomanz should be able to walk this one out, but the TP comes in and Evi's on the chase. Arya will take it. DFM clean up the fight.
Yeah, but it was very messy. While this happens, there's much he can do in this position. Gaeng coming around as well. He should be done.
Yeah, it's the Solar Flare. Yutapon's going to chase him down, kick away, and AHaHaCiK will get to the blast cone and manages to survive for the time being, but the Baron is still being focused down by DFM. Really, they're just trying to keep this jungler away from the Baron for as long as possible. They will kill him. Splits up the death timers as well, meaning that DFM with Baron will have a man advantage for the next 41 seconds.
They can even get a bigger man advantage if they look for this one.
Oh, Argonavt! What? Oh, Arya, undefeated on LeBlanc in the LGL and currently looking to be undefeated so far at Worlds 2021.
And what was the stat? You told me about his LeBlanc at the start of this game, Medic.
Unkilled on LeBlanc in summer, and he continues to be so far this game. Gaeng flashes in, DFM looking to end this right here, right now. There goes the kill onto Nomanz. Boss trying to join the fray. Evi will die. Gaeng going in once again with the Zenith Blade. Boss pops the stopwatch, but there's a double to steal. 6-0-4. Add one more to the score for DFM. The inhibitor's now their target, and they have no time on AHaHaCiK, but they do still have at least 15 seconds on Argonavt. AHaHaCiK alone defended his base right now. Yeah, but your wave clear sucks as Lee Sin. It's also bearing up minions. There's not much you can do about this situation. I think DFM, they're going to try and take it now. They were chasing AHaHaCiK off at the Nexus will go down as DFM secure their first win at Worlds 2021. It could be cleaner, it still could. Early game was very much in the favor of Unicorns of Love that came out of the gate with guns blazing. But once we hit that mid game, once we started to punish the side lane mistakes we saw from Unicorns of Love, that's where DFM found their way back into this game. And they found it around Steel and Arya. It's the players we've been highlighting as well on this roster that did a phenomenal job finding the comeback in this game. And on the back of the first Talon we've seen here at Worlds as well. Incredible stuff from Steel. We expected him to be a key carry for DFM, but really showed up in that game and got his lanes ahead and got his team ahead and got them to their first win of a